Yo, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's your boy, Xoneris, once again, joined by my bestie, Rhass.
Hi, I'm Rhass.
He's Rhass. Who are you?
I'm Rhass.
Okay, he's Rhass. Yeah, welcome. Good morning, everyone. I'll be showing you Haiku the Robot, a cute little Metroidvania released in 2021. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all that needs to be said. So timing for this game is a little bit weird because the timer starts when we get control, but it's kind of hard to count down. But we'll figure it out, right? We got this.
Yeah.
So there will be a lot of stuff happening right at the beginning. So buckle up. Okay, so the game starts with some lore and some exposure to the story and all that. We can skip that, but there's still a few seconds of intro here. Yeah, after we get control, please go ahead and explain what I'm about to do.
All right.
So yeah.
Just waiting for Haiku to wake up right now.
Yep. So about 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so this game is all about death warping. So Xoneris is currently attacking up and down, and because that's quicker than normal attacks, and he's setting up his first death warp by dying. That's how death warps work.
Sure does.
And he's currently going towards the first skip of the game, which
nice.
is going up here and getting the key. Normally you have to go all the way around, but Xoneris does a quick hop where if you press jump twice, real quickly after you land, you'll jump higher. And now he has his wrench, which he will use to heal himself, and for a little trick where he kind of moonwalks and uses the wrench.
Here. If you just attack like a surface, you get a little bit of a knockback, and you can use the wrench to then just get into this animation. It's not that crazy, but yeah. So yeah, like Rhass said, there will be a lot of death warping. That's like mainly how this game is so fast, by abusing death warping. Comes with a huge cost though, that if you die out of order, you lose a lot of time. So my estimate is like super safe, but you never know. And yeah, let's say hi to the first boss. What do we know about the first boss? First boss is annoying, right, Rhass?
Yeah, he goes up and down and then left and right. In between, when he slams down, projectiles fall from the sky. And
random, by the way?
Yeah, random. And when he goes into the second stage, you get this little extra added black dots that go up, and he does some more hovering around to try to hit Haiku. The rest, this phase is pretty much the same in the second.
What?
Oh.
How did I even get hit there? Yeah, here's a good demonstration why death warping, or why dying unintentionally is bad.
Yeah, we skipped the save point on the way here, so we could get back here quicker, but Xoneris was a bit too quick in getting back here. But it's fine.
That's a great start to a run, everyone. Hell yeah. At least that's one of the less costly deaths.
Yeah, I think the one of the most costly is probably about 7 minutes of time loss.
That sounds about right. So I definitely can make mistakes, just not too many. I'm also pretty sure I just defeated this boss when he killed me.
I think you would.
Which is...
Either you defeat... Oh, yeah. So when you do the final hit on this boss, he does one more attack, which kind of looks like it's a bit of a bug. Might be intended, but either way...
Pretty sure it's not.
If you get hit by it, it doesn't... It's not nice. I'm gonna clean first phase here. Is taking it a bit safer this time.
That was... You fucker. Unbelievable. What is happening? Okay, I swear to God, the first boss, not that hard. This is crazy. This hasn't happened in a long time. What a great start. Hey, but it gives us more time to explain other things. So, hey, if you pay attention to top left, there's this like, yeah, the bar, which is blue, yellow, red. That's my heat bar. So, because Haiku is a robot, and, you know, robots warm up when they do things. You see, for example, every time I slide, my heat meter goes up by a tiny bit. And my robot man here, Haiku, he can overheat if he does too many of his abilities too fast in a row. And when I'm overheated, I'm like locked out of using those abilities. So I need to be like careful on how to use some of my abilities. So let's do this again. I'm the greatest at this video game.
You have enough spare parts to at least heal during the phase change.
I do. You're so correct. Alright, is there something else that needs to be said about this boss? I should have already feed this guy like twice.
Okay, so if anybody in chat wants to have some haikus for us during this
Dude,
one.
how do you even dodge it? What is happening?
That would be great.
Have you seen that before? That's crazy.
I have not seen that before.
Well, I guess I have to cancel out what someone did earlier by going heavily underestimate, so I have to go overestimate, so we're balanced out again.
You go overestimate? You never do that.
What is even happening right now? I'm playing like this is my first playthrough. What is... What? So yeah, this is healing, by the way, you know? Since he's a robot, he's just taking out his wrench, and that worked so great.
You got this, Xoneris.
Let's do this. Oh, I didn't even know that's there. Interesting. Today I learned.
Every time Xoneris wants to heal, it's 8 spare parts. In the top right corner, you have a little counter how many you have. If you die, you lose half of them.
Yeah, that's correct. I think it's a very interesting mechanic that the money you spend on like upgrades and other things in the game is also like the resource you spend on healing, which is a kind of interesting mechanic. So every time you want to heal yourself, you gotta, what was it, 8, right? Yeah, you gotta spend 8 spare parts to heal yourself, which is not that much, but if you consider that you're probably gonna heal yourself a lot, it will add up over time. Okay, this time. Can't believe it. The balls that are falling down, by the way, they're RNG, so sometimes just get unlucky and he spawns these balls exactly at the wrong spaces for you to do more damage. Okay.
Almost there.
There we go.
There we go. First try.
Hey, I defeated the first boss, who's not that hard, actually. That's wild. So, since this is Metroidvania, we'll be collecting upgrades and stuff. Some very cool ones, in fact. But the first upgrade, you can probably get it. Electromagnetism. Jump while on a wall. Basically, we just get wall jump. Bit of a convoluted way to say that.
So Xoneris is
There we
now
go.
doing a quick little skip.
So yeah, here's the first official death warp. Yeah, this death now is intended, so we can go here again to save us all the way going back.
I think
Which is nice.
Yeah, that death warp saved like maybe a minute.
Sounds about right. All right, here we're picking up our first chip called the Infinity Edge. Rhass, would you explain what the chips do and what they're for?
So the chips are the upgrades. You have 3 types of chips. You have an offensive chip, the green ones, which are, I think, healing and speed related. At least the one we'll pick up is speed related. And then there's a third type that we won't see in this run. And I forgot what they do. I think they're defensive. The one Xoneris just picked up is the one that enables crits and gives you a 10% crit chance, which is really nice. And we'll pick up one later, which makes Haiku go fast. Or at least a bit faster.
Yep, exactly. In the speedrun, there's not too many chips that we... No, what am I doing? Yeah, in the speedrun, there's not all too many chips we'll be picking up. Just the 2 mentioned, and only really because they're just on the way. Since it's a rather short speed game, you don't really have time to go all the way out of your way to collect chips. Unless, obviously, they would be insanely broken, but that's not really the case here.
Yeah, the crit one is literally on the path that we walk, and the other one is just a tiny bit out of the way.
A few seconds out of the way.
Yeah, enough out of the way where picking it up is quicker.
So here I'm equipping the chip. Now I have the crit enabled and the crit chance, like Rhass said, and I also use that save. That's going to be very important because, Rhass, what am I about to do here?
Xoneris is about to die again, this intended again as well. He's going to run into a hazard which gives you 4 seconds of iframe and they stack. So once Xoneris dies, he will have about 16 seconds of iframes, which is good because the next spawn trigger of the boss is about 15 seconds of walking away. So,
which is also, you can see by me just walking through that enemy.
Yeah, you can. So over here there is a boss spawn, and because Xoneris has iframes, it shouldn't trigger. Xoneris was just demonstrating here what happens if you're just a fraction too slow. So now he's gonna take a death again, where he will have the full iframes, and then he won't miss that one jump. So also, yeah, if he does it down here, it's quicker to die, actually, to walk, so you'll lose less of the iframes.
Yeah, the reason why I didn't do it the first time is because of the laser. If you get hit by a laser, that doesn't really count as for the invincibility frames. So, but this one should be better. There we go. This is boss arena. We just jump and we skip the boss. There we go. Right. Very cool. So, now that we skip the boss, there will be a little bit of a walking to be done here. Just get to the next section. There will not really be anything super spectacular going on. So, a double. If you have a few things to say, this is your moment.
All right. Well, so we've got a few days of BSG left still, but it doesn't stop there, because you can check out more on-site speedrunning events from our partners. UKSG Blue 2024 is happening in Glasgow, Scotland on October 12th and 13th, and NSG Fall 2024 is happening in Geerdrum, Norway from September 20 to the 22nd. If you're looking for more speedrunning content, please go check them out.
Indeed, do go check them out. Yeah, and we're in Pinion's Expense. This is the name of this area. A lot of mechanics going on. You can see in the background that there's a lot of these cogwheels, but nothing's happening. So what we're trying to do here is to activate this area so we can progress.
You also notice when Xoneris walked into this area that he skipped one of the save points. This is like one of the first areas where deaths become costly.
Yeah, now you can see in the background. Yeah, there's stuff going on. Here's a great thing. Wanna explain, Rhass, why this is bad?
Because Xoneris died, the boss is still there. So we have to do the little boss skip again.
Good thing that this is not all too hard. You can see that I have invincibility frames because I just walked past 2 enemies, fully being inside of their hitbox and nothing happened. There we go. Skip boss again. Easy peasy.
We'll be abusing that a few more times in this run. This is the biggest abuse of that mechanic, but there's a few more times where we have to take a death, and it just happens through hazards, because then we can just run through everything.
Come on. Getting through this maze is not that hard. Let's just heal up real quick here. As you can see, healing, obviously you don't want to heal because healing costs some time, some seconds.
This just opened close behind Xoneris, but now that we're here again, we have to open it.
Here, this save point, for example, I skipped this intentionally for all the death warp shenanigans. Some of them actually become really crucial for saving a lot of time.
So if anybody in chat has some haikus to cheer Xoneris up, just donate.
Yeah. How about some haikus from the chat people with cool donations for charity? Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be so cool.
All right, so I'm picking up this thing now. Rhass, what did I just pick up here?
You picked up an Atom, I think they're called, but they are worth spare parts, and we need like 200 in the next section. So during this section, we're gonna pick up 2 of those atoms.
Yeah, they're just a collectible in the game. They don't really serve a gameplay function, but you just collect them and you bring them to an NPC that wants all of them for some story thing, some side quest, you might say. But you will get rewarded for every one you collect. You get a bit of money. You get 100 spare parts per atom that you bring to him. And there is sort of a mandatory upgrade that we will need later that costs exactly 200. So conveniently, we have 2 of these that are not really that far out of the way. I mean, the first one is basically free. It's literally in the way. And the second one is also basically free because we have to go down to attack that lever. So what was that, like half a second? And the first one is literally on the way, so yeah. Which is very convenient because, like I said, one of a mandatory upgrade that costs 200.
And conveniently, you get that upgrade really close to where you get the spare parts as well. That's not very risky.
Interesting.
That was weird, because if you slide there, you're pretty much guaranteed to land on that platform.
Yeah, I don't know. This something's happening today. It's very interesting.
It's a weird day in Haiku land.
Yeah. All right, I guess this is the great time to mention that I'm not playing on the current version of the game. I'm playing on a specific speedrun version of the game that is even in the Steam client, so you can downpatch the game in Steam to the speedrun version, which is pretty great.
Yeah.
Rhass, would you mind explaining a few of the differences?
Yes, of course. So one of the major differences for the speedrun is this specific boss right here. In current patch, if you pogo on him more than twice, he skips a phase. However, that wasn't the case always. As you can see, you can just pogo on him forever. And basically the boss is very cheesable. There are some other minor differences. One of the later bosses has some different patterns which are a bit harder. But for the speedrun, this boss fight is definitely the most changed compared to the current patch.
Yeah, and there we go. Boss dead. This is definitely the easiest boss. Because of what Rhass just mentioned.
And now we have definitely not Morph Ball.
Yeah, definitely not Morph Ball. To transform into a ball. Yeah, with a single button press, I can go into this ball, and that's all what I wanted from this area to get the Morph Ball. So I will now do a Death Warp again. This one intentionally. And now we're back here. Isn't that great?
Oh, how convenient. This is where we're supposed to be.
Yeah, and now I'm gonna exchange these 2 atoms that I've collected to the NPC that wants them, which is this guy, Quattern.
I completely forgot why he wants them, but...
He wants to build some kind of portal or something, or gate. I don't fully remember.
Yeah, there's the story to this game is really fun, but it's been a while.
It definitely has been a while. So now that we have the ball, we can go into these little crevices. And yeah, here are these 2 NPCs. For 200 spare parts, you can either get like fire immunity or water immunity. Technically, both are mandatory to beat the game. But we know speedrunners are smart, so we at least figured out a way how to skip the being waterproof in the game. But we have not figured out how to skip not being flammable, or how to not take a lot of damage from being in heated areas.
Yeah, so maybe Double has something to say.
If he wants to, yeah.
I certainly do, because we have not one but 2 €10 donations. The first one from Yippee, saying, Robot Haiku is very difficult subject. I try anyways it. And the second one coming from Anonymous, Xoneris goes fast. Sadly, Haiku dies quicker. Please be nice, robot. Thank you for your wonderful donations and equally wonderful haikus.
Thank you for your donations. Now we're in the heated area.
Yeah, this is... yeah, welcome to the worst part of the game. We're in this heated area, and as you can see, my heat meter is constantly at maximum, which, you know, makes sense, heated area. Which is very annoying, because that means in all of these heated areas, I cannot slide to, like, prevent damage. Or use any other ability that costs my heat meter to go up. Which is very annoying.
Yeah, when we first reached the area, Xoneris still had some iframes from the hazard, dying to a hazard. But at like the most crucial point, they usually run out.
Can't believe that just happened. Yeah, let's do some... There we go. And I'm out of the heated area. For now.
So Xoneris is about to get to an elevator, and he can heal while in the elevator, and it doesn't cost any time.
Yeah, this is very convenient. I learned this yesterday. I didn't know about this. So now we're in like the darkness area. That's why you see the Navi-looking thing that is around us.
Yeah, that's a little upgrade we got from killing that beehive.
Yeah, without that, I believe we would actually be taking damage here. This area also generally a bit scary, so... We also picked up the second chip. Want to say again what the second chip does, Rhass?
The second chip speeds Haiku up when in ball form, so Xoneris will be doing a lot more being a ball.
Now we ball.
We ballin'. Those scissors are
The
quite
absolute
possibly
worst.
the most annoying enemy in this game
Yeah.
because they barely lose aggro. The only way to really get rid of him is kind of,
Surely.
outrun him.
There we go. Okay, well, that was a bit scary. 1 HP with all the room with all the scissors. But here we're safe.
We made it. Just in time to get the next upgrade.
Yeah, we're almost at our next destination to get probably one of my favorite upgrades in the game. Which is... any second now.
Ooh.
The Space Disruptor, which means nothing to anyone. But basically, it turns my slide into an actual, like, teleport, like this. Which allows me to, like, go through solid objects. And now I'll do a Death Warp again. Which will have some added benefits.
Yeah, because this is also the hazard death warp. So we have all the iframes right now. Which is nice, because we're about to pick up another upgrade. Which, this is the exit to the area where you get the upgrade. But they forgot to close the exit from this side. So we can just blink in.
Yeah, this is sort of like a... You're supposed to leave from where I just entered. But if you know what you're doing, you can just enter through here and pick up the power bombs. And you can see I still have the invincibility frames because I'm just... Wow, that was funny. Because I dodged most of the lasers.
And then they ran out.
Good thing there's a bunch of money down here. So yeah, you can see how you can use the power bombs to destroy like these blockades. Yeah.
It's time for Electron, the first of the 3 creator bosses.
Yeah, these are like the main story bosses. What is there to say about the bosses?
All 3 of them are orbs like this. Everyone has a different pattern. This one does a lot of electricity related stuff. As you can see, slams down, has a laser. And the laser has several patterns, which get slightly worse in the second phase. The first phase, it's pretty manageable.
From all the 3, this is definitely the easiest one, I feel like.
Yeah.
He says while taking damage.
Some of the damage he's taking is actually intentional, because at the end of this fight, Xoneris wants to death warp as quick as possible. Though he does want to save it until the end of the fight. There's hazards in the ceiling, and Xoneris is going to try to die to them before the cutscene hits. Oh. No.
I bounced.
Oh well.
Yeah, this is the cutscene that I'm trying to prevent from happening by killing myself in time. There we go.
In 2 more bosses, there's another chance of trying to skip that cutscene.
Alright, so our trusty save point that we just abused for death warping 3 times will not be needed anymore. I'll be making my way to the next save point. But before that, I'll pick up probably the absolute coolest ability in the... Okay. The absolute coolest ability in the game. Oh, come on.
Yeah, so you're supposed to have double jump to get this, but this is another way to pick up this item.
There we go.
Because double jump is underwater, or at least you need to go through an underwater section to get it, I believe. We don't have water protection, so... And we don't need double jump, sadly.
Yeah, with the super power bomb thing, you can do like a sorta unintentional double jump in ball form. Or you can like do a jump in ball form, I guess. Which is very nice. And yeah, we got the string and hook. Which is this, which is very great. This is the coolest ability in the game. Changed my mind. Also costs heat every time I use it, so I can't just spam it everywhere, unfortunately, because I totally would if I could.
You're also not invincible when you're flying, so... it's not a reason to not use it everywhere. Just almost everywhere.
Almost there.
So earlier these enemies were a lot more peaceful, but when Xoneris killed that hive, they
Also,
got
don't
they
worry
got
about
mad.
this.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
This will surely not become relevant later.
Not at all.
So here's the next save point that I will be abusing for death warping. And yeah, well, now we're making our way to next bosses. Or fall down.
Yeah, basically everything Xoneris does now is moving away further from our final death warp point. So any deaths, the longer Xoneris in this area, the more pricely death's gonna become.
Yeah, this is the bunker. The bunker is probably the hardest area of the game. Yeah, where I'm right now is kind of supposed to be the last area of the game, sort of, kind of ish that you're doing, and not the second as I'm doing right now. There's a lot of like traversing back and forth, but with a bit of clever usage of our abilities, we can make it a bit faster.
Yeah, so in the next area there's a little gate where you have to go through. You have to go all the way around to open it, but there is about 1 or 2 pixels where you can blink through.
Yeah, I'm about to do something that's definitely not intentional, because, you know, these gates, I cannot teleport through them, but I can sort of teleport through the ceiling, like that. And that just saved a whole bunch of stuff.
And there's a lot of stuff up on top there, and now Xoneris is gonna Kobe.
So any basketball enjoyers? Kobe! Yeah, so the next boss is literally around the corner, so let's see how that goes. This boss, definitely, I feel like the hardest boss in the game.
For sure.
Except for the last boss, maybe.
I think this one might be harder than the last boss as well. Personally.
Yeah, this is yeah, the hardest one. So I'll try to concentrate a bit, and the Rhass you can take over.
Yeah, so this boss has a... first he tries to bounce on Haiku's head, then he'll go to the right and back to the left immediately. There are also artillery fire, which just target a specific location, which happens to be Haiku's location.
Oh shit.
And shoots at it. With an added side effect that if the boss itself is in that spot, he gets hit. This is the best cycle attack, because you can just stand next to the laser and jump and hit the boss. And it just repeats through these attacks until it's time to go to the next phase. With Haiku bosses, they will always finish their attack before going to the next phase. And all the attacks got upgraded now. So the artillery fire is more... just more. There's a bit more bouncing, and there is a deadly laser.
You can defeat this boss before he does this attack, but you need to play it very optimally. I feel like we should be there in a sec here.
Feels close.
Oh, after this, definitely. There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Whew. Yeah, while we claim the spoils of victory, Double, go ahead.
All right, because we've got another Haiku donation here, 10 euros from Kidden, saying, "Now we be ballin', rolling around at high speed. They see me rolling."
Nice.
Good one. Thank you for that one.
Thank you, Kenan.
All right, so only one boss left before we get to go to the final boss. Which requires a very scary section, or which, yeah, requires me to go through a very scary section. it's scary because it's outside in the rain. And, you know, there is an upgrade that makes you waterproof.
Oh, did we not pick that up?
And we absolutely did not pick that up. So we will be taking continuous damage in kinda fastish rate. So yeah, this is pretty scary. And I definitely need my heat meter to be at the very bottom. Otherwise, this will not work. And all right, let's see if I can make this work. Okay, so far so good.
And
All right,
one hit
I
point
did it.
left. You did it.
took 3 damage. I could go a lot worse by dying.
Yeah, if
Could
you
also go slightly better. In an optimal case, you only take a single point of damage, but that's kind of hard. Yeah. Last important area of the game that we will be needed is like the furnace here. This is where the last guy will be.
and
And this is another heated area with lava. You can see in the background. And the lava actually hurts. I sometimes get confused if it's just an artistic choice or if it actually hurts. So I'll kill both of these guys real quick to get some spare parts for safety. Do not die here. This is probably... Dying here is probably the worst possible time to die.
This is the furthest away from any of our death warps. It's fine. There's just lava in the background and deadly pool below us.
Actually, let's just reset the room. Try again. There we go.
And that is an intended... so when you're a ball, you jump further. And that's the only way to make that jump. Or you... Yeah. Because we're on heat, so we can't use our hookshot.
Heal up again real quick. This is the room before the boss. Okay, there we go. And it's bossing time.
Here we have Proton, the fire boy.
Yeah, Mr. Fireboy. This is definitely a lot easier than the previous one, but there's still some things that can go a bit south, but we should be fine, right? It should be
Yeah. There's no need to jump to hit this boss, which is really nice.
Yeah, you can just up slash the entire time.
So there are about, I think the first phase has about 3 attacks. This is the most common one, and then the falling into lava.
Yeah, there we go. We're already second phase. In second phase, he does a few very annoying attacks.
Like this one.
Like this one, which I can't really do anything. Oh, yeah, or that works too, I guess. My good sir, please, could you like stop?
2 other ones.
This attack very annoying. Okay. Okay, that was incredibly unfortunate. Pretty much the entire floor there was lava. There was the one tiny spot I could stand and was like 2 pixels off not standing correctly.
Now we're demonstrating the long walk back.
That entire fight, that was...
Yeah.
He was not cooperating. I think that was the...
I think that's one of the worst phase 2s of that fight I've seen.
Yeah, that was quite possibly the worst phase 2 I've ever seen in my entire life of this guy. But yeah, since you already seen all of this before, Double, go ahead.
All right, thank you, Xoneris. While you make your way back, I would like to read out this €3 donation from Zed, asking you a question. Hey, Zone, you seem to like Metroidvanias. Have you thought about creating a homepage about them?
Ah, that. This guy.
You should do that.
What if I already did that?
Wow.
I will talk about that later, but thanks, Zed, for the donation. Let's try to do this again first.
Yeah, and even though it looks free, this definitely isn't free.
This is quite possibly the most not free thing in this game. Okay, took 2 damage. That was pretty alright.
Xoneris, can I interrupt you for a minute for some for an important messages?
Yeah, go ahead.
So to keep the schedule nice and going, we're going to be keeping this up for. We're going to give you about 5 minutes to continue this run, and after that, we will unfortunately have to cut it off.
Yeah, sounds about right with what transpired here, Jesus. Game has not been cooperating today. But 5 minutes, if nothing goes wrong, that should be right about the perfect time.
Yep.
Okay.
Game.
I don't know what's happening. Let's heal here real quick, then reset the room for the lava. So go here, reset the room. Okay, we're almost back at the boss. The good thing is after you defeat the 3rd boss, you're basically at the final boss instantly. Because where we're death warping to is where the final boss is. So as soon as I defeat this guy and not die again, hopefully, then we should be right at the final boss. Yeah, this here is a chill attack. You just attack upwards and slightly sidestepping either left or right. Okay, already phase 2. That was pretty quick.
You got some nice crits in there. Nope, we haven't seen this one yet.
Yeah, this looks very scary, but there's sort of a pattern to this. Okay, please don't be mean. Okay. Oh, there we go.
And that's how the boss fight is supposed to go. And because Xoneris died during the cutscene just a bit too late, he had to reset and reload the save.
So, once again, don't worry about this. We're at the final boss. Surely this will go great.
This is Virus, the final boss. The first phase, he does a lot of weird shit.
Sure does. Like that.
Basically, all the black goo you saw come out of all the other bosses. That's this. The boss basically repeats these patterns, but this is phase 2. But unlike other bosses, Xoneris can keep hitting the boss and winding down his hit points, potentially skipping phase 2 and 3, at least most part of them. We're going into phase 3 right now. This is phase 3.
There we go.
There we go. Time will be when the screen fades to blue.
Yeah, time will be when the screen is fully blue. Should have been like 5 seconds or so. What a run. And time. Yeah, I feel like this run was a good demonstration of how this game is not hard to learn, but very punishing if you die in the wrong spots.
Yes.
I feel like, yeah, this is a pretty kind of easy game to learn, but hard to perfect. Because one single mistake, it basically means reset, go again. Yeah, so, hey, about that thing. So I'm a big fan of Metroidvanias. If you're a big fan of Metroidvanias, you should check out this website I made called Metroidvania.gg, where you're kind of up to date on all the newest Metroidvania trends and news and stuff. I made it. It's cool. I'm very passionate about it. You've seen it. You like it, right?
I've seen it. I've seen your passion for it.
Some
It's
of you
awesome.
probably seen it, right? It's great, right? Cool. Yeah, yeah. Hey, good talk. Anyway, yeah, shout out to all the Haiku speedrunners. Shout outs to the people who made the tutorials, because I learned it because of a tutorial. Shout out to Mr. Morrison, the creator of this game. He made this game all by himself with maybe some freelance help for music and stuff. But basically, this was a one-man project. So big shout outs to him for creating a great game. And yeah. Shout outs to Rhass for helping me commentate this train wreck of a run. But it was a lot of fun.
It was.
Hope you had fun, yeah?
Yep.
And thanks to BSG for accepting this run. And I think that's all my shoutouts. Shoutouts to friends, shoutouts to, you know. If you know, you know. Shoutouts to shoutouts.
Shoutouts to you.
Shoutouts to me. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Keep watching and keep donating. We still have a lot of cool stuff ahead. And with that, back to you, Double.
All right, then we'll sign you off with one final haiku, courtesy of yours truly. Thank you for the run. Zone overestimate. This never happens. And with that, we are going to be kicking it over to an intermission while we get the next run set up, which is going to be Mitako and Diacon racing one another in Castlevania Symphony of the Night, all bosses. So stay tuned for that. That will also mark the end of my hosting shift. I will be handing you over to Malakbel to carry you through the next few runs. So yeah, stay tuned and enjoy the rest of the event.